There are trends out there, things sellers put money into, things that felt really current not that long ago, that are actively turning buyers off right now. Not just, meh, it's not my style. I mean, buyers walking through a home, seeing one of these things, and immediately starting to calculate how much it's going to cost them to rip it out. So if you are selling a home or thinking about selling, you need to hear this. And if you are buying a home, this might explain exactly why you keep walking into houses and feeling like something is off. So let's get into it. First up, we all know it, we've all seen it, the gray house. And I mean all gray. Every room, top to bottom, millennial gray. Flippers, you especially know what I'm talking about. Now look, I'm not coming for anyone personally. Gray worked. It made sense. It was safe. It was clean. It photographed really well. And for a long time, it helped homes sell faster. But here's where things shifted. When a trend sticks around too long, it stops feeling neutral and it starts feeling dated. That's exactly what is happening right now. Buyers walk in and the word I keep hearing is cold, lifeless, like walking into an office building instead of a home. And when you pair that with the gray luxury vinyl plank flooring, now the entire house just blends together. No contrast, no warmth, no personality. The fix here isn't complicated. Warmer paint tones, natural wood, even small accents can completely change the feel without blowing up your budget. Barn doors. We've got to talk about them. This trend had a long run, and for a while it felt intentional, rustic, different. But buyers aren't reacting to the look anymore. They're reacting to the function, because barn doors don't seal. There's always a gap, and when that door is on a bathroom, that's where the conversation ends. Privacy is not optional. On top of that, if a buyer wants to remove it and install a traditional door, now you're talking about reframing, drywall, trim, paint. It turns into a project, and buyers don't want more projects right now. They already have a list. Next up, open shelves. And I'll give this one some credit. In photos, it looks incredible. A couple clean dishes, a plant, maybe a cutting board leaning just right. But buyers don't live in listing photos. They walk in and immediately start thinking, where does everything go? Real kitchens have stuff. Lots of it. Appliances, food, bulk items, mismatched dishes. Open shelving doesn't hide any of that. So instead of seeing a design feature, buyers see a storage problem. If you removed upper cabinets to install open shelves, that's something buyers are noticing and mentally budgeting to undo. This one changed fast. For years, open concept was the goal. Tear down walls, open everything up. Now buyers are starting to feel the downside. Noise travels, smells travel. There's nowhere to escape. Cooking, TV, kids, work calls, it all happens in one space. What I'm hearing more now is buyers want separation. Not a full maze of rooms, but defined spaces that actually function day to day. A little privacy is starting to feel like a luxury, and it's not just about quiet, it's about how people actually live now. More people are working from home. Kids have different schedules, and having one giant shared space just doesn't work the way it used to. Even something as simple as a flex room, a pocket office, or a second living area can make a huge difference in how a home feels. Buyers are starting to prioritize that flexibility again. The all-white kitchen had a decade-long run. White cabinets, white counters, white backsplash, clean, bright, safe. But here is what's happening now. When I ask buyers what they do with a kitchen, almost nobody says white anymore. They want warmth, they want depth, they want something that feels like it has character. Wood tones, greens, blues, mixed finishes, something that feels lived in, not just staged. White isn't bad, it just doesn't stand out anymore. And in a competitive market, that matters. Another thing I'm hearing more often is maintenance. White shows everything. Smudges, stains, wear and tear. Buyers are thinking about real life, not just the photos. They want something that still looks good 6 months in, not just on day one. Real quick, if you find this video useful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. I break this stuff down every week so you can avoid expensive mistakes whether you are buying or selling. Waterfall islands used to signal high end. That full slab running down the sides, it looked expensive because it was. But now buyers are calling it cold. One big continuous surface with no contrast, it can make the kitchen feel flat instead of layered. What's trending now is contrast. Islands that feel more like furniture. different materials, different finishes, something with a little personality. It's a subtle shift, but buyers are picking up on it. They're drawn to kitchens that feel designed, not just installed. When everything matches perfectly, it can actually feel less custom and more builder-driven. Breaking things up visually gives the space more depth and makes it feel more intentional. This one is a big deal. If you've taken a bedroom and turned it into a closet, a dressing room, or something highly customized, buyers are not impressed. They're frustrated. Bedrooms are currency. If a home is listed as a 3-bedroom, buyers expect 3 usable bedrooms, period. And the second they don't see that, they start calculating what it'll cost to put it back. That affects offers, sometimes more than sellers expect. It can also shrink your buyer pool right out of the gate. Families especially are filtering by bedroom count before they even step foot in the house. If your home doesn't function the way it's marketed, you're creating friction before the showing even starts. And friction kills momentum. Accent walls had a strong run. Dark paint, bold colors, statement wallpaper, and they can look great. But from a buyer's perspective, it's just another thing to change. Even if it's simple, it adds to the mental checklist, and every item on that list chips away at how much they're willing to offer on the home. Neutral works because it lets buyers project their own vision. The more specific the style, the harder that becomes. And the reality is, buyers rarely share the exact same taste. What feels bold and intentional to one person feels overwhelming to another. So instead of creating a wow moment, it often creates hesitation. And hesitation is the last thing you want during a showing. We are at the tail end of this one. Shiplap, matte black hardware everywhere. Black framed windows, white everything with contrast. For a while, it felt fresh. Now buyers are calling it builder grade, overdone, cookie cutter. Even when it's done well, it doesn't feel unique anymore. And buyers right now are craving something that feels a little more personal and less like a template. The problem isn't that it looks bad, it's that they've seen it too many times. It blends in instead of standing out. And when buyers are touring multiple homes in a day, the ones that feel different are the ones they remember. Smart homes sound great in theory. Lights, locks, thermostats, cameras, all connected. Buyers walk in and instead of being impressed, they feel overwhelmed. They're thinking about apps, updates, compatibility, and what happens when something breaks. Technology moves fast. What was cutting edge a few years ago already feels outdated. Most buyers just want simple. Flip a switch, turn a knob, done. There's also a trust factor here. If everything in the house relies on a system, buyers start wondering what happens if that system fails. Simplicity feels reliable, and reliability is what people are paying for. These look incredible in photos. Floating stairs, minimal railings, sleek designs. But in person, buyers start thinking about safety. Kids, pets, guests. It doesn't always feel practical. And when something looks cool but feels risky, it creates hesitation. It also limits who sees themselves living there. A design feature like that might appeal to a small group of buyers, but it can push away a much larger group of buyers. And when you are selling, broad appeal almost always wins over niche design. Black exteriors photograph beautifully, no argument there, but buyers are starting to think about the long game. Heat, fading, maintenance, especially depending on the climate. So what looks amazing online starts raising questions in person. And once buyers start asking questions, they start pulling back. They're thinking about repainting, upkeep, and long-term costs. Even if those concerns aren't deal breakers, they create hesitation. There's that word again. Hesitation can slow down or weaken offers. Outdoor kitchens, pizza ovens, built-in everything. In the right area, it makes sense. But in colder climates, buyers see a few months of use and year-round maintenance. They want a nice patio, a good deck, a place to sit, not a second kitchen they have to take care of. And the bigger the setup, the bigger the perceived responsibility. Cleaning, covering, repairs, winterizing, it all adds up. Most buyers want an outdoor space to feel easy and enjoyable, not like another system they have to manage. This one just won't go away. Textured ceilings, heavy wall finishes, buyers see it and immediately think outdated. And worse, they start wondering what's underneath it. It creates doubt, even if everything else is fine. And once that doubt is there, it spreads. Buyers start questioning the age of the home, the level of maintenance, and what else might need updating. Even if the fix isn't massive, the perception can be. and perception plays a huge role in how buyers value homes. So here's the takeaway. This isn't about chasing the next trend. It's about avoiding the stuff that turns buyers off. Warm, neutral, functional, that's what sells. Because the moment a buyer starts mentally subtracting value, you're either getting a lower offer or no offer at all. If you're thinking about selling and not sure what's worth updating, that's a conversation you want to have before you start spending any money. And if you want to know the worst upgrades that sellers are making, check out this video. Thanks for watching. I'm George Poporad, and I'll see you in the next one.